Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201, and we're here to talk about Euphoria season 3, episode 4. A snitch is made. So our episode begins with Rue has been arrested by the DEA, and amazingly, Rue is supposed to be 26, 27 now. And has she never seen a single episode of Law and Order or any of these cop shows to know that you should never talk without a lawyer? It is funny because her character in Spider-Man knew don't talk to say anything without a lawyer. So the DEA agents show that yes, we found drugs in your car. Yes, we have pictures of you in Mexico. Yes, every fentanyl person that dies of an overdose is 20 years added to your sentence. So Rue becomes a CI and they put some stuff in her phone that allows them to hear it at all times on a special app and things like that. So that is what's happening with Rue. Next, Cassie moves out of the house with Nate and she lives with Maddie. Well, not she lives temporarily with Maddie. She pawns her her wedding ring, and now she lives in the same complex building as Lexi. It's interesting because this is we're gonna get into a lot of the morning show problems that this episode of Euphoria has because I did not know the Sydney Sweeney Zendaya beef was that bad. But when we get to that part of the episode, we'll talk about it. So Lexi calls Jules to say, "Hey, do you want to do the art for LA Nights?" And LA Nights is a show that is like a soap opera Riverdale show that airs on the CW. So interesting enough, I as someone who works in television, our art room for people who make shit like that does not look like that. But okay, Sam Levinson. I don't think Sam Levinson has worked on a network television show in years because the $56,000 budget for 2 hours, I'm like, wow, maybe in like 2008, Sam. But okay. The next element is so Lexi creates the painting for the show. Little do we know is that Lexi made all the chicks have dicks in this painting. So this is a network show, not an HBO show. And what is interesting, because right now, remember, we're still 2 to 3 weeks before the 2024 election in Euphoria, which means that them ad, the trans ad, has been blasting on television all across the country for about 3 months at this point, right? And everyone is sick of the trans stuff in television and the in sports and all of it and whatever, right? Pretty fucking brave of like it just seems ignorant to think that chicks with dicks would be acceptable on any show that is not Euphoria or Game of Thrones. And um the director or showrunner is really fucking pissed off at Lexi because they had to rent the studio space now for an extra week and that they're technically now down $600,000 because of Lexi's fuck up and Jules' fuck up, and Jules just thinking she could draw a painting with chicks with dicks is perfectly acceptable when it's not. Okay, no one wanted to see that nonsense. We then go to this interesting scene at the pool. By the way, is this the same apartment complex from God? There was a show with Cassie Steele that aired on the CW, and um God, I really can't remember what the fuck it was. Oh, LA Complex, right? Is this the same complex as that? Because it looks like it. Does LA is just full of these weird little complexes? But either way, this is where the morning show problem happens in Euphoria. So first, I thought the way it was going to be Zendaya's on the phone with the DEA cops. So it's like, okay, Zendaya's just going to be in this room, and in the pool we have Lexi, Cassie, Maddie, and Maddie's like coworker, and they're like filming OnlyFans contents for Cassie or whatever. So then we see Rue walks through, and this is where like the editing is really bad. Anytime the camera is panning in on Zendaya, you can tell that is a body double with Sydney Sweeney, and the inverse for when it's like focusing on Sydney Sweeney and um it's a body double for Zendaya. I did not know this beef between the two of them was this bad because this is just stupid. Because the morning show has the same fucking problem with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, where they are not at all in the same fucking room together when they're doing the scenes. Because here's the code: when there's no these are not over the shoulder camera shots. These are just like looking at them, voiceover, blah 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 blah, and you can see the digital insert shots of here. And I'm like, this is bad. Okay, Like, what the fuck is happening here? Because I'm like, this is really, really bad. And I noticed it completely and I clocked it. And I think a lot of normal people are clocking it because after the morning show on this, we're like, wow, they are not in the same room together and we got to get it. Nate fights the LA council people because of the stupid flower thing and he begs. They said, you know, after the environmental review, clearly, I wonder if still after like the Gavin Newsom pest his abundance nonsense, if like environmental review bullshit is still happening. No one gives two shits about the environment. Fuck composting. Fuck plastic straw. I mean paper straws and plastic bag man. Um. Then where are we? Oh, Sydney Sweeney tricks the hot LA Knights guy to fuck him and Maddie catches out on camera, and now Cassie is an overnight OnlyFans and star sensation and like top 5 content creator for OnlyFans in the world. Um, Faye and the Nazi guys jump into they rob the strip club. Rue almost gets made. Well, Rue does get made, but the Nazis shoot up the strip club. They shoot the guy. They rob it. Looking at the security cameras, they're able to see a white chick with giant lips. Then they know, oh, that's Faye. They work with Lori. So now there's going to be a shootout between Lori and Alamo's people. That's what happened on this episode of Euphoria. Okay. Oh, also like on the security cameras, and they watch some. There's a girl on the show who looks exactly like Lucy from Tell Me Lies. I am going to assume that is her sister. Like that's Grace Van Pelton's sister. Because I'm like, that girl looks exactly like Lucy from Tell Me Lies. Also, Lexi looks fucking beautiful this episode. Once again, Lexi is the girl I want to date. Maddie's the girl I want to fuck. I enjoyed this episode of Euphoria. I think it's great. Yes.